Hello, and welcome to Rule of Thirds, a conversation about art, design, and culture, with your hosts,
Burns,
Mike,
and Jude.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod. Don't be shy to say hi. All right, now to the episode.
In today's episode, we discuss a thread which was posted on social media regarding the common struggle of breaking out of the stable career industry and taking the leap of faith to be a full-fledged creative. We have a further discussion about whether this mindset might change with our generation. We're live. How are we doing, my people?
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh,
Great. Lovely.
very positive.
Wonderful.
That's nice.
Wonderful.
You're not feeling the same?
counselor.
Oh, I'm feeling the same to some extent.
Okay,
He's like,
just checking.
yeah,
I feel like he's holding back.
yeah. He's kind of. Come on, Burns, open up to us.
No.
Toxic masculinity is back.
This is from a guy called Joshua, and the tweet says, well, first bit. So it took me a while to accept that I was designed to work as a music professional full time. Despite being a naturally gifted musician for 20 years, I listened to voices around me that told me, pursue a real stable career and let music be your hobby on the side. I was encouraged to pursue a corporate career in either medicine or law from young because I was too intelligent to just be a musician. Being a musician isn't a well-respected job. Look at your mates. Which one of them are successful musicians? I heard it all. I tried everything else. I went to a top uni to study law, applied for every kind of analyst role, looked for opportunities in various sectors and industries. Some worked, but ultimately they came to an English. Some worked, but they ultimately all came to an end. The only thing that worked for me effortlessly.
English is
guys,
only English,
English. So the only thing that worked for me effortlessly, Jesus, was music.
You got
I
it.
discovered at age 6 that I had a neurological condition called
Yeah, clearly.
he's got interesting.
What is that? Do you know?
Synesthesia? It's
when
like
you
when
can
you can
see-
like see music.
Yeah. See,
Oh yeah,
as
that's
color.
going
Yeah.
That's
So-
crazy.
Yeah, simply put, I see
I
colors
love
when
it.
a musical note is played. At age 7, I realized I had perfect. Oh, he has perfect pitch as well.
So what is perfect pitch? What is it like?
That means you can hear a sound and replay it,
know.
but you know what it is. Like, that's a C.
You hear a sound on the piano, you literally play it the same thing.
Like, you hear it like, like C, you click it, that kind of thing.
Some people like sing the pitch
Mm-hmm.
as well, and it's like on like Alex Isley.
Actually,
Thank you. She has perfect pitch.
a lot of musicians have perfect pitch.
I was gonna say something rude, but let me leave it.
But I mean, you started to finish.
You're gonna say some musicians don't.
I was gonna say a name. But let me
Some
restrain myself.
musicians
No,
definitely don't
no.
have it. Yeah. No, say. Oh, there's all tune for those people. It's fine.
Okay. Age 9, I could play in major and minor chords with my eyes closed with ease. I don't say all this
Okay,
to
this guy's
brag.
bragging. Oh, never mind.
Oh, I beg your pardon. He said, I don't say all of this to brag.
Cap.
So it was just a shame that despite all these signs that I saw and others saw, I was still encouraged to play it safe and do something proper. I honestly regret the lost years despite only being 26. I know where I could and should be now. So God has accelerated me forward and I'm indeed full of gratitude, but let this be encouragement to those who might be sleeping on their talent, afraid to pursue it because of fear. Pursue it. Go after that thing that just gets you excited and creative. That thing that people may look down on and say isn't a real job. If you like to bake to your heart's content. If you want to be a biochemist, go for it. Whatever you're fine to do it well. Thank you for bearing with me because that reading was a struggle. But yeah, thoughts on that?
Makes sense. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It is easier said than done, but it's not
Yup.
possible.
I mean, when you're in that environment to actually try and break out of a sort of box, it's very hard. Like even like, I think there's obviously because you put your parents such a like a sort of higher place.
Pedestal, yeah.
It's like when you don't do what they want you to do, it's like you let them down. So then that does hurt. Do you know what I mean? But then I think it's that mental battle of actually, I know that I'm really good at this. But then because, again, like if you go back to I think the first slide where he was like, no, I think the second slide where he was talking about, look at your mates, which one of them are a successful musician.
You look around, there's no one there.
But it's fact. That's facts.
That's so mad though, because
That's
like,
facts.
but when you think about it, when you think about the reasoning for that, it's kind of like, but
then that's almost like you just don't like.
look at everyone doing copy paste.
Yeah.
Because that's on. Oh, look at my friend over there, because he's I don't know, a banker, actually become a banker, but that doesn't make. When you think about it logically, that doesn't make any sense.
You're throwing away gifts. Like, I think this is something I always like. I think when having God willing my first kid or whatever, like seeing those gifts in them from young, and actually trying to invest into them, even if they don't want to do it after a while, still trying to invest into that, because I don't know, man. It feels kind of sad, because I've seen a lot of people actually, and I mean, take a lot of darker paths where it's like actually leads to like a lot of mental health
Yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah.
because they're in this constant sort of battle with like, I know I don't want to do this.
Yeah. It's interesting because he mentioned about like he's too smart to be doing just be like a musician.
Be a musician.
Because it's funny, most of the musicians I know are quite smart, or most of that, even the artists in general, like people who are. But this is the thing, and that's why when you even said about you're gonna like, I guess, invest in your children's gifts. If you're smart, you pick up things quicker.
Yeah.
On average, right?
Yeah.
Because you can learn the system of which
Fundamentals of it,
something is run. For example, if you're smart or you know how to work your brain and like, okay, for example, maths, the only way you can get, most people can get better at maths is by practicing. So you know, okay, this but this is that, and you keep doing it over and over. Repetition becomes like practice, and becomes like a way of life. So most people tend to be smart when they do creative things, but I don't know why. I guess that is like equivalent to being like you can do better. But I also understand.
I guess we don't see a value. We don't see a value. Or not. Let me not say we. I feel like certain people don't see the value in those things because maybe it's like a regular thing, or because they, like they've said, like, oh, do you see anyone making money? Like, if I think about his background, it's probably similar to ours, growing up, let's say, in like a church background environment. So even like the musicians that you see, they just play for church, but you don't actually know maybe any professional musicians out there outside of like a Sunday service that are actually like.
Even if he did, they'll find a new excuse.
Yeah, that's true. They'll be like, oh, but he didn't go to university. Look at him, or something like that.
He could have been further along his journey if he did this and that and that.
Which is, I guess part of me just like really trying to like think where it all comes from, and part of me was gonna say, maybe colonialism. I don't know. But
I think experiences shape everything, really and truly.
But then, like, because before education was like the standard, what did we have before?
When has it never been a standard?
There was a time where education wasn't the standard.
But trade, people just like had certain trades, for example, that was
trades were respected more than not respected.
Last time I see trades was in the Bible.
Yikes.
No, but like people like value. Okay, cool. We know this person's like a business person, because that's how the trades were kind of seen. Like
okay, you were a carpenter, but you were the carpenter. Like you were the guy.
Like Jude the carpenter.
Because it's part of like necessary part of like your everyday. Like you need let's say furniture, or you need something that
person.
The baker, whatever.
So these people were respected at a point then.
They still are. But the thing is, it's depends on like respected for what. Like what are these I guess boxes that we're saying respect? Because I think when we say respect, it's not necessarily that you can overlook them, because it's become a thing where, like, for example, if you want bread is so cheap right now.
Right.
You can go into the shops and get bread for 59p. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And maybe that's when money is involved, that's when the respect levels kind of alter, because now it becomes a thing of, oh, you're in legal struggles, you need a lawyer. A lawyer costs much more than a baker baking you bread. you might need the bread to survive, but the lawyer will cost you more because that it has to do with people.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe that's when it gets a bit tricky because it's like you're not rendering a service of an item, but a service of interpersonal relationships, which is a bit tricky. For example, like accountants deal with money deals with people, and again it comes with the people. Food or like trades and stuff are things that feel like it gives you an end result. It's this and that's it. It's not, oh, this chair is going to help your mental health, or this chair is going to get you out of jail, or this chair is going to help your finances in your bank account. You know what I'm saying? It's a tricky. I get why, because obviously the metric that we use is money. So it's like
The money is the
Yeah.
equates to
yeah.
respect,
I think that's why even he was saying that the mum said, how many people did you see are successful? It's the success thing. It's about
Successful is
money.
not about like
But-
actually having a good life.
But they will.
Yeah.
But most, if we're being real, most people in that demographic will probably equate that to money.
Oh, definitely.
Not like, okay, your satisfaction, because I don't want to like start blanket terming, but it is what it is. Like some people, quite a few people, especially in the generation before us, worked certain jobs that they didn't necessarily enjoy because of money,
They had
because of
to.
like security,
There's no other
because they
choice.
had to. So I feel like
we have the
sometimes-
luxury, so
But I feel like that's what people forget, especially people that give this advice. Because you know how they say like, there's no, it's like a random quote that you see, like why would you go to certain people for advice when they're not going in like the same direction?
That's
or
interesting. Yeah.
field as you? So it's like sometimes we can go to certain people for advice, but obviously if their mind is not open to, for example, we don't have to worry about survival because we know our parents or aunties, uncles, whoever before us have already kind of like laid the groundwork, so we actually have something to like
we're
stand
reaping,
on.
we're reaping off what they've done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas they may not see it as, oh, you guys have more options. It's like, okay, no, it's hard out here. Better get something secure so that you can be just as safe as we were.
Yeah.
And that fear of like actually, I understand it because it's like I've done all of this.
And then you go and tell me you're going to be painting on wall.
Which
Don't
is-
reverse the hard
yeah,
work.
yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Which
Don't
is
reverse
mad
the
though,
hard
because
work.
like even certain people like that have trades, like jobs that involve trades,
Yeah.
make money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
bro.
But
Most
I
make
think
money than
sometimes
others.
it
Yeah.
is like the optics
Perception,
and the
yeah.
perception of
Yeah.
it as well. Because like,
But there's not that.
they say, oh, what does my son do? Oh, he's a painter.
I can't lie. Yeah. That kind of sounds dead. He's a painter, you know.
Mm.
Ew.
But that's part of the reason why I feel
my
like,
God.
because if we're being real, it is to do with like culture as well.
Mhm.
We like the whole the optics, so like we care too much about what other people think about us. So we want to make sure, because if with the music thing, I think it's a two-way thing of, okay, money.
What you thinking about now?
No, I can't lie. This song is low-key funny.
No, it's a two-way thing of like, okay, there's a money conversation. There's also like the what will people say?
Yeah.
You know, I think the reason I'm laughing is like, yo, you come
It's like I'm a painter.
or like, I want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
And like,
Some
I'm not laughing at those.
But it's just the
no,
thought
like,
of
yeah.
someone walking up and saying, "Mum, I figured it out. I want to be a rapper."
no, it's deeper. Like growing up, they're like, oh yeah, you know, people will be telling you as you're growing up, you can become a lawyer, you can become a doctor, you
Yeah.
can become all these professions that have
yeah.
like, you know, some like, I don't want to say source.
There's more chance of you getting successful as a lawyer than it is as a
it's
rapper.
very, even though some of these things are
You're
very
safe.
competitive.
You're very safe. Once you land it, you're safe.
And the thing is, even if you don't land it and you pass, like if you're just even like the lowest lawyer might be earning more than most rappers. That's the thing. Most rappers are not making any money at all. So it's a thing where it's a thing of like, I understand why they're stressed and why they would prefer not to kind of like, and also let's be real, like the metrics in, let's say, music or art, like if you say, yo, I made music with, I don't know, Beyonce.
It's different.
Oh yeah.
And when you say I made music with Astravagasa down the road, those levels are different. Do you get what I'm saying? If you tell your mom, Mom, I want to be a musician, and and Beyonce has asked me to come in. If that's the first entry point, most
Then-
parents will not tell you, I don't know about that.
And it's not.
I'm
out
not
of-
gonna lie.
They love. They
I feel
love.
like
This one the best food.
I feel like they'll have to wait for the check to come through first.
So
Then
yeah.
they'll be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
Beyonce, okay, wow.
Because
Yeah.
they love you. They want to make sure you're in
You're
the
good.
best place as
Yeah,
possible. Do you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? And I think that whole like and again it comes back to the culture of this competition thing where it's like, oh, did you know my son works with Beyonce? Like,
Bro, imagine your mom dropping that.
yeah, how that's wavy.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like someone gonna be like, oh, did you know my son just saved someone from my heart? Oh, but did you know that my son just played with Beyonce? It's like,
came back from LA.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fresh this morning.
That's a flex.
He
though.
still has jet lag.
That's a flex.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a jet lag.
Yeah, like that's a different type of flex. I feel like maybe that's why the metrics are different because it's like to be a lawyer. When you get in there, you're a qualified lawyer. It takes a lot. It's not simple. It takes a lot of years, a lot of work.
But I rather
You know?
like I got friends that are lawyers, I've got friends that are doctors, and they love what they do. I rather you love what you do than get forced into what you do. Because what I realized, and for me, I had to figure out the hard way. I don't like. I mean, I was sick at maths in school and stuff. I was good at numbers and whatever. But I think one thing I realized was that even though I'm good at it, doesn't mean I'm meant to be in it.
Yeah.
I think that was the main thing.
Who made that decision though? Like when you say you're not meant to be in it, like who made it not meant to be kind of thing?
It wasn't made a decision. I think it was just the influence
Okay.
of like what I've seen. So like for me, from my background, my dad actually works in this, like he does banking and finance. And that. So obviously that was like my inspiration.
Right.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Born
So
from money.
You know.
I'm done. So that's kind of like my inspiration. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, cause no one in my environment had
That same.
learning aspects of like the creative industry.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
perspective was never open to me.
Mm.
I used to do art when I was a kid and stuff, but then that was seen as more of like, oh, there's some
Like for fun
Hobby.
or something.
man, it ain't gonna make you no peace.
Yeah.
So I kind of push it to the side. I used to even do athletics, push it to the side because what was important at the time was to make sure I got my A levels and I make sure I went to the best uni as great as possible, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was. But I think when I was at uni, I was like, that's when I started obviously the design aspects, and I was like, bruv, I was going to lectures. I was like, okay. I mean, I still got 2-1 in it. Like I got a first in my even dissertations. Right?
Yeah.
Doing it wasn't hard. I mean, it was hard, but it wasn't like I struggled and stuff.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Like practically, I remember when people were getting their graduate schemes and stuff. I was like, so you're telling me
This is you for the rest of your life.
and not
Kind of
this
depressing.
is not even like if you love what you're doing,
Then
Yeah,
it's different.
you shouldn't
yeah.
be offended. This is what you love doing. But I was there, I was thinking, you know what, flipping got one life, and this is what man's gonna mash.
for the rest of your life. So what do you pick up the mic, start rapping? You're like, Mom, I want to be a rapper now.
Like I think you know what I think. The change came when I was like, I've got one life. I actually got one life. God has given me these gifts. I'm just gonna dash them away.
Yeah.
Impossible. And I think because I knew the ideas that were in my head, I was like, I cannot just let this rot away. Like I don't want to look back in like those Instagram pages or like those YouTube pages where it's like a 90-year-old person. They're like, oh, one regret.
Right. Yeah.
Not being a rapper.
Imagine.
It's like I had bars,
Had bars and now.
Yeah.
Just not taking risks, man. Like
Yeah.
think about how people have not taken risks and where they could have been. Like
Yeah.
This bit here.
that's what it scares me almost.
Because the thing is, the same people that will be telling you, oh, have you seen anybody that's, that's a successful musician are the same people that sometimes are there talking about the things they wish they could have done,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah,
didn't
you're
do.
right.
And, the risks that they didn't take.
I don't want to be that person.
Yeah. But it's funny how, again, imagine like sometimes we can go to people who won't who won't be willing to maybe make the choices or the sacrifices that we may want to make. And then they will inform us with their opinion and their thoughts,
Yeah.
which can stop us from doing almost like becoming like
they're
them
sharing
rather
their
than
fears onto us.
exactly.
Yeah. Do you feel like if you put the same effort when you were younger into design, the way you did, let's say finance in your case, that you would be in a better position? And do you feel like that would make a lot of parents more comfortable if they knew that putting that much effort in the beginning would guarantee more success?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, I think I would have, but at the same time, I'm happy the route I took, and I actually think it's God ordained because ultimately, I'm very unorthodox in my design approach because I didn't go through that traditional route. So actually, I don't mind it that I didn't go through it, But at the same time, maybe I would have actually been in a different profession. I would have probably still be doing design or some sort of arts.
Yeah,
But maybe like I could have probably done like architecture
fair enough.
because I enjoyed maths, physics. I didn't mind as well. like.
Yeah,
So there's things I could have gone into. And again, these are professionals. Like an architect is not some joke, man.
Right. The rapper is a joke, man.
No, but I mean, the rappers are not a joke, man. We had a conversation last week about COB, Donda. Like these men are literally like they're professionals in what they do.
Yeah,
Higher level, little things, higher level. But obviously, in our culture, these things are seen as like you're not serious.
yeah.
And when we think about the rapper from the ends, like, and I'm talking more about the comedic kind of like, they can't really rap, but they're rapping.
Oh,
Not the
Yeah,
that's
I
kind of
think
sad.
that scares me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I don't want to be that person.
Thank you for supporting us by listening. Be sure to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag #RuleOfThirdsPod. Enjoy the rest of the conversation. We can't say we know what would have happened if you, let's say, for example, you
That's
stayed
the
in
thing,
finance, or if you had started earlier. So it's almost like
not
a
you
it is what it is type situation. But like in his case, I hear why he was, but it's just weird because it's like, okay, if his parents did encourage him, we would never hear this.
That's true. It would be a
So,
completely.
you know what I'm saying?
He wouldn't be like the.
It probably made him more hungrier.
So
Yeah,
that
I
I'm saying,
think
it's
so.
like I feel like maybe because now he has everybody has that kind of like not struggle, but that kind of like story of, okay, I did this and I did this and I got
story
here.
drives you.
And I feel like if you have it easy, then your story might be
You don't have like that grit.
yeah.
No, you're right.
Not like obviously it would be nice for people to just go straight through.
But it's not impossible. Come on.
But
It's impossible.
No, I feel
it's
like
impossible. You're saying.
Every
best-
every artist has some bit
the best
trauma.
people right now, the
You
best
think
people
so?
at the highest level, they've had a struggle story.
Yeah.
They've all had a struggle story. Like
But again, I feel like it's the reason why people at the top may be like have that is because it implements like a certain drive and stuff in you. There are still people that are at the top who nepotism and all sorts have helped them get to.
Oh, no,
maybe
definitely.
we just don't.
No,
know.
no,
of
you're
course,
right.
We just
You're
don't.
right.
We just
But I
don't know
mean-
them. But obviously, the people that are like
that inspire
who
us.
inspire
though.
us and are hungry and will go for it. Yeah, there's something there that will definitely like push them towards that. But then again, I then think, okay, for our kids, for example, that hopefully won't have the same struggles.
My kids have to struggle.
But struggle in what sense? What does that
In
mean?
what sense? Because if we
Again,
give-
and that's up to them.
Yeah, but
but
if-
they're gonna have to.
but if we want them to have certain opportunities, because this is like almost like the shoulda, woulda, coulda, but
Yeah.
for the future in a sense. Like, surely that element of like hard work and discipline may not be as like deep rooted because they would have had like an easier.
No, hard work and discipline. That doesn't have to come from just that journey.
Because the reason why I'm saying that is that there is no
But when I say
there
it,
is
I
no
mean, like,
way
the
of making it
levels that
easier
can
for
done.
them. Because when they come, wherever they come to me is their default, where they're starting from.
Yeah.
So their struggles are going to be different regardless of my point of view. So if I start and God forbid I have a 0, they see 0 as default. If they come and I have 100 million, thank you God, then that's like their default. They start from there. So their struggles are going to be different regardless. That's not my problem. That's their problem. They have to come and deal with their own problems. I'm dealing with mine.
Even like,
do you get what I'm saying?
Think about like I don't know, like athletes, sons or daughters.
Yeah, there's no way of making it easy for them.
They have that's a struggle because now they've almost got to reach a certain level
Match that
of like.
expectation.
Yeah, the limelight. They have to deal with like being chased by paparazzi
and
from
if
young.
if they're not good enough,
It's long for them. There's so many celebrity children who've gone out and been wayward because of the pressures, and people are falling into drugs because of these are their struggles.
yeah, there's
Normal people. That's like, the regular person on the street doesn't have to go through this. They don't even have access to all these drugs and stuff. Most of them. So a lot of them will never go through these kind of struggles. But that's what I'm saying. So for me, it's I don't care. It sounds a bit dark, but I don't care where my kids start.
Right.
I'm more concerned about if they have the drive and they have the support to follow through whatever they want to do, because they can come again, they can come and then they can meet that, oh, their dad has all the instruments that they could play, has all the games that they could play, has all the nepotismical power they need to push in all the little strings. It'll make it easier for them, in my eyes, but in their eyes that's normal.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Because we see this like, yo, we're struggling, but our parents see that like, no, they were struggling. Now we have it easy, and then so on. It goes back and back and back and back.
Can you really compare struggles though?
That's my point. So it'd be pointless.
That's why I guess the reason I'm saying this is to go back to like the whole, or maybe if I started earlier, then
Right. Yeah,
Because again, I guess we'll never really.
yeah.
How'd you combat? So he also wrote, I honestly regret the lost years despite only being 26.
Yeah, he's first of all, he's young.
He's still young.
And why does he regret it?
Yeah, but how do you, if you do regret it, how do you sort of redeem that?
I get that, but it's like, okay, because me, I'm 26 as well, so I think that's why I'm also like, my guy's young, because I feel like I've had to go through like a process of just realizing that, okay, trying to get everything done by 25 is not really realistic, especially in my situation, my family. That's probably never gonna happen at 25 unless I want to kill myself and like overwork myself.
Okay.
Not actually.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Sorry. But there's still time, one, and I guess it's, if you think about what timeline are you going by? Is it because you wanted to achieve so much in your 20s, or you wanted to be at a particular place at your 20s? But
Who drives that?
exactly, where did that initially come from and stuff? And I think, you know, sometimes you just got to give yourself grace. Like, I feel like there's probably a mourning process. Like, whoa, all of this time, the whole shoulda, woulda, coulda. Of course, that is a lot to take in, because you're like, wow, I could have really just like saved myself all of this headache, and just gone into it straight away. But unfortunately, like, the time has gone, like the years have gone. It's just more about, okay, what can you do now? And like you guys have said about like, there's a certain drive what that comes with, like struggle and like, that passion and that drive that will then hopefully like push him to go hard at it and hopefully just make up for that time. And I feel like that even like within his journey as well, there's probably certain things that he went through there that will probably encourage him and help him with whatever music he's making and that kind of thing. So
Yeah. Do you think that it's, because I think of like artists, and I always think, like I was saying earlier, that we all have to go through these struggles. Everybody has their own like little thing. So every rapper can say, I came out from the mud. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily make you any different. But like, that doesn't make you,
watching back all the videos.
that doesn't make you like different from the next one, because he also or she also came from the mud. So it's like, at this point, like, you're all in the mud. Everyone's trying to make it out. Like, so like, what makes you different? Do you feel like, what do you feel like?
My combination of struggles.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
formed
yeah,
into-
mine is like some kind of like jutsu, like this and that, and it's like, mine is higher than yours, kind of
That's
thing.
so funny.
But like, what do you feel like differentiates someone who has the potential to kind of break out of the cycle of, oh, we all have the same thing? Like, for example, we're 5 designers, we all design the same thing, we can all design the same thing. Someone says we should do this, we can all do it, but what makes us different? Or what makes me different from the rest of, like, do you think that is a thing?
I guess it might be a thing of like perspective, because even for you to like get out of that like mindset takes perspective, like another perspective. Like we've spoken about it now in a couple of episodes, like this whole reference points thing. And for quite a few of us, when we grew up and we only heard the lawyers, the doctors, those were the only reference points that we had.
Yeah.
So the fact that now, and in today's generation anyway, we're seeing that like we can literally do a lot of different things, and there's a level of success, you know, financially as well as like from your own, you know, general like fulfillment. I think that's kind of helped widen, you know, reference points. So, oh, okay, so if I want to do dancing, I could. If I wanted to get in fashion, I could. If I want to do probably more creative stuff, I think that's been a lot more prominent, especially on like social media and stuff. So people are like, oh, okay, so as well as like
I want to touch on something soon.
oh gosh, as well as like the corporate stuff, oh, there's the creative stuff that can be done as well.
Yeah.
Cool. So I feel like it is probably like a perspective thing, and then I feel like as people, like as individuals, we just need to maybe like take more chances on ourselves and have that self-confidence to do what we need to do and go against even our loved ones, like even our own family members, being willing to be like, okay, well,
It's my life.
It's my life. Let me take it. And I think, especially because when culture comes into it, we don't like to sometimes
Bend.
or we don't like to, go against what people have said out of respect. But
Yeah.
you're then doing yourself a disservice by trying to just like make everybody happy and make everybody comfortable. Where when in fact you're making yourself mad, like uncomfortable. And now you don't know what to do, and now you're dealing with all of these things and internal issues.
Smoking cigarettes. Okay, I'm kidding.
Having resentment towards everybody.
Yo.
So
Yeah, you're preaching.
yeah, you just need to. Everyone just needs to grow a pair and just do what they need to do. It's a lot easier said than done because obviously some households, different situations to others, and some people might try and throw you out and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's important that we just try and like make space for ourselves and not like shrink ourselves in order to make everybody else feel a lot more comfortable. Because I feel like that's the massive issue. Just a lot of people may be afraid to show up as their full selves because they don't want to make people uncomfortable, step on toes and all that kind of stuff in various facets, whether that's in, because I'm thinking about this guy, whether that's in like culture with like your family or even like certain spaces like a community, faith communities and stuff like that, because there's a certain way of doing things, so they may not feel like they could.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I was just having some thoughts in my head here.
But
I was like,
Wait, why'd you start like that? I was like,
no, I was pre-ing some stuff this week. Actually, I was on Twitter actually this week.
wow, welcome back.
I haven't tweeted.
Oh, never mind.
they're looking.
I've changed my profile picture to blue.
Powerful.
Because I feel like I don't want to be. I want to use
Don't
that.
even
If I ever tweet, I'll be tweeting stuff, but I don't want my face to be.
So you want to move it like Kanye?
Wow. You even said Kanye. I was thinking EDO and them guys.
EDO.
This went left.
Whoa there, buddy. But I noticed that a lot of people are creatives.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
Mhm.
But I was thinking, basically, I read that question since I forgot. But I feel like we're in like basically places of extremes. So with our parents' generations, there was a massive pendulum sort of move to like the professional jobs, like the lawyers, the accountants, the doctors, and it's swinging to the other extreme right now, where it's like creative. Do you feel like we're near into the middle ground where it's like both will be accepted? If you get what I mean.
Even that middle ground, I don't even know what it's
I don't think it will. The thing is, when the arts will never be accepted the way
Even with us as the
you,
parents.
Wait, you don't
with
think
us
so?
as the parents.
Because
Nope.
I would argue and say like, especially with the whole like this time of the creator economy, like that's becoming so
TikTok economy, YouTubers.
like TikTok even,
influencers.
TikTok surpassed
YouTube.
average, like watch time or something, right? So like, and especially when it comes to advertising, because that's where money is. So like, there's all of this money that people are looking to put into the creator economy, and the amount of money that you can make from that. That I think that it may seem more normal. Like even influencers, the amount of influencers that are out now than obviously before.
That wasn't even a thing.
It wasn't a thing, but now if
You're
somebody
literally getting paid to be you.
if somebody actually says, "Oh, I want to be a influencer when I grow up," that's a valid thing now. So that's why I miss that.
Actually, it's not as valid as you may think. I think
That just sounds like someone telling you I want to be a rapper.
But it's like not out of the blue. It's not unexpected. If somebody says that, you may be like, but you.
So
can
you're trying to tell
understand
me
why.
if your child came to you and said, "I want to be an influencer at age 7," you would be like, "Okay."
I'm not saying that we're gonna justify it or anything because at 7, what
how am
do
I
you know
gonna?
about influence?
Twist. You can't invest into getting a camera or whatever.
To be
But-
fair, true actually, because like Twitch and stuff and all these other things, unboxing, there's a lot of
might as
stuff.
well push other options.
So we're becoming our parents, is what you're saying.
But the thing is, my options won't be as limited as
what
they
I'm
were.
saying is like it's not out of the blue. Like 10 years ago, if somebody says I want to be an influencer, you'd be thinking
I do see what you're saying.
Like, what the hell?
But
what is that?
That's like saying maybe like 100 or 200 years ago, saying I want to be a graphic designer seems
Exactly.
weird. I get
Exactly.
that, but it's all in the same bubble. It's always the artist. even if it changes to influencers, one influencer takes about, let's say, 3 marketing managers, 2 accountants, this, that. It still takes people who have these other skills
100%.
to just manage just 1 or 2 or 3. So as fast as it seems like all these creators are growing, that is the same rate that the other side is growing as well.
Yeah.
That's why I just personally feel like it will never get to a point.
I don't think there'll ever be like a.
Yeah, I just feel like it's always going to be the tradesmen first, then obviously the people who deal with people, and then the artists.
But the artists are the tradesmen as well.
Not all the time. No, an artist. I don't see an artist as a tradesman. An artist can be a tradesman.
Define the artist.
They give a product.
So like a tradesman is like, for example, like a plumber, a builder, and
like
a mason.
service.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, like a mason, that kind of thing.
We do provide the service.
I wouldn't call that. That's not an artist.
Oh,
Different because
So when you say artist, I want you to define what that means because probably that's
because I think I'm thinking about more so the value that is given to things that are created. So it goes out of the space of just what's the word that we use for graphic design? The functionality.
Oh,
that's the word.
bro,
yeah,
wow.
the function. yeah. So for me, an artist is when you go outside of the realms of functionality. So it's not just a functional piece of whatever. It's okay. Now we can use this for this and that. Because you can go and just dance on the road. You call you an artist. You know what I'm saying? You can just go and shout on the road. And you call an artist because you deal with more like you deal with human emotion as opposed to dealing with human comforts and stuff like that. So I think that's the difference. Like a cup can be a cup, but can also be a piece of art, but it's still functional. So that's what I'm saying.
As designers, we're a hybrid. If I'm being honest.
No, true. But let's be real. Most design is pointless without tradesmen.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. Because even to get it printed,
you need someone
you need
to
the tradesman.
create that,
To get the building or the little sculpture built, you need the trade.
They are
the
primary sort of
even
the
foundation
as well, to be
fair.
You need someone to create the actual piece.
So I'm saying for me, it's the tradesman, then obviously the lawyers, accountants, blah, blah, and then the artists. But I'm not saying that that's necessarily a hierarchy of importance.
No, it's not. But then would you say that that's why generally we spoke about it being like a luxury role?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I
But
definitely
then at the same
agree.
time now, those roles can't be replaced. I feel like there's gonna be another level.
I don't think it could ever be replaced.
No. Because
It's
you know how they
always
talk about
been
AI coming in and stuff.
I mean, there was one point they were talking about machines. They were talking about like the printing press. Before people were writing, like there's always going to be new AI. Is going to be AI. Fair enough. Let it be what it is.
Well, there's
There's always going to be because without the human, what's the point of AI?
Yeah, because we're the ones that are using it.
Someone's always gonna have to monitor it as well.
Yeah, or interact with it.
Yeah.
At the least. And I know for a fact artists are going to be like, oh, this AI said this, so I'm going to go and do this in response to the AI. You know what I'm saying?
You basically do it now with like analytics, to be honest.
Yeah.
But they help us to, which is a bit, well, in a very scary way. If you watch that social network thing.
Or social dilemma.
Yeah, that's it. Social dilemma, yeah. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to today's episode of Rule of Thirds. Feel free to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag Rule of Thirds Pod. And for more from us, follow us on Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod, or our personal accounts for myself, Burns JNR,
Mike at _ man like Mike.
And Jude at Kente Kwame.
Catch you guys in the next one.